Hey guys, it's Ginny Silver. We're going to do EDD Q&A again today. I'm going to give the disclaimer, I'm not an EDD employee in any way. I'm a random person on the internet who compiles lots of boring government resources. All right, let me make sure I am all set, that everything is working, and then I will get started. I'm also suffering from watery eye today. So don't mind me. All right, you guys, I am going to go ahead and get started at the 4 o'clock timestamp. As a reminder, I can never get all of the questions in the chat box. There are a lot, you guys, that come through. So I do skip around. I pull as many as I possibly can. If I don't get your question, you can re-answer it. You can re-ask it every 15 minutes. All right, you guys, I'm going to start at the 4 o'clock timestamp. And the first person up here is Kristen Noel. That's my sister's name. All right, is there a best time to call? I've been 3 weeks without money and tried all the tricks. Help, ID.me doesn't work and they won't respond to my troubles. So UI online is a no-go. Need a personal convo. So I don't do personal conversations. I only reply in video comments, here in live streams, and then my channel members, not subscribers, but if you join and you're a member, I do a weekly members only post. Those are the only ways that I respond to EDD. So if you're having trouble with, let's see, it was ID.me, right? Okay. Is there a best time to call? So you have two problems. One is getting through and calling through. The other is ID.me. ID.me, in order to get help, you're going to tweet the CEO, which sounds really stupid, but this is how you get their attention the fastest. Go on Twitter. If you don't have an account, make an account and tweet Blake Hall. Blake Hall. Tweet him, and then they will respond and they will help you. If it's a video call issue, you're having trouble getting through and actually getting a video call, then you are going to try to initiate the video call in the middle of the night. They're 24 hours, so try to do it sometime between midnight and 5 a.m. because most people report a much easier time. All right, going down. 4 o'clock. Bruv, new tax returns on TurboTax after 10K removed for unemployment says I owe the IRS $0. Old 1040 form said I owed $650. So what does this mean? Will I get $650 back in May? And doing it in phases. Okay, it depends on if you already filed and already paid. If you already filed and you already paid that $650, then yes, you would receive that as a refund and the IRS should recalculate it automatically and send it out to you automatically. If you did not yet file, then you'll need to file and that will be a $0 amount that you pay. All right, 4 o'clock. Peace Contel says, is phone rep still the right thing to do to bypass file a new claim year? I wanted to do that instead of doing it online, but I hear phones are impossible to get through. Okay, so you probably noticed I've stopped recommending as often that you call in because it's so hard to call in. The benefits of calling in, if you need to file a new claim at the end of your benefit year, you have reached 12 months after the start of your claim date and you are UI, PEUC, or Fed Ed, you're required to file a new claim. Now, hold on. Now, if you file online, you can do that, and then it'll be up to 3 weeks for your application to be processed and either approved or denied. If denied because you did not work, you then have to wait for an additional letter to come after that first letter of zero award, and that second letter will state that your old claim is extended. Now, if you call into customer service, most reps will be able to bypass that requirement to file a new claim because they can ask you a series of questions. They can note in your account that you did not work and do not qualify, and then they will be able to put in for the extension there. So you need to do one or the other. It's up to you if you want to call and suffer the phone lines, because I know that they're very hard to get through. The benefit is that if you get through and you get a rep that is willing to do that, because unfortunately some reps will tell you that they can't do that, but some reps tell you that they can. So it's up to you. It's an at your own risk thing, but it will help you to save time if you don't qualify for a new claim. well, save time once you get through the phone line. All right, NC, thank you very much for the donation. Why do I have to always call EDD to release my pending weeks whenever I certify? I'm on PUA, and they say many need manual review, but don't say why. So the main problem is, I say main problem, but then it branches out into many different problems, is that a stop payment alert is being triggered in EDD's internal system, and it's stopping your payments from being pushed out to you. Now, unfortunately, the EDD's internal system is not set up for the pandemic even a year later. So when individuals are certifying for benefits, or if your claim is a pandemic-related claim, or if there's any sort of questions about your identity, your address, why you left work, questions from your employer, etc., the internal system can be tripped up for all those different reasons, and it can hold you in pending. Unfortunately, you may need to call into customer service and get them to push those from pending to paid. I can't tell you why it keeps doing that. I do have a pending flowchart video, which is really helpful to help figure it out for those of you that aren't sure exactly why you could be pending, because there is a wide variety of reasons why. But for those of you that have to keep calling in to get them pushed through, unfortunately, there's no easy fix for that other than continuing to call and getting that fixed. I would recommend for you as well, contact your assembly member and let them know that you're having continual issues with this. And hopefully they will be able to follow up with your claim on your behalf with the EDD. All right, JW Dasso, thank you very much. Either yours or my internet is not at full strength. You periodically start looking like the Borg. Did you just give me a Star Trek reference? Because luckily I get it. Okay, I'm having connectivity issues. And then let me see if I can close my auxiliary programs that I'm using. It's probably me. If the video cuts out, I do apologize. I can't figure out exactly what's going wrong. I do have strong internet, but if it cuts out, I'm really sorry, and I'll be right back. Doing my best. Okay, thank you, JW Dasso. All right, scrolling down. Did that one. Samantha Silmar at 4 o'clock, pending 7 weeks, called, said under investigation because many claimants at address, yep, and it is a third party dealing with it. My ID me shows my address on ID. What can I do? Okay, so the EDD, if it's a new claim or if they're reviewing you for potential fraud issues, they do use a third party. The name is escaping me right now, but the attorney, the EDD law firm that I talked to yesterday that I'm putting out a video on later, let me know exactly who the third party is that does the reviews, which is interesting to me. So they will review your claim because they had so many issues with fraudulent claims all located at one address, and that was a big problem for them. Yes, it sounds like they are reviewing you. Now, I can't tell you exactly how long it's going to take. Let me find this question again. ID.me shows my address. What can you do? So unfortunately, once it's sent to that third party for review, the EDD customer service really don't have control over it because it's in their hands. They're reviewing the claims. They're contracted to do so. The EDDs can't access that. The EDD customer service reps can't access that. So thing you can do other than calling EDD and continuing to follow up so that once it does return back to them, which that won't really yield much results, could be to contact your assembly members and try to get them working on your behalf to follow up with the EDD. So contact your assembly members, and Kat, please post the link if you're able to do so on how to follow up with your assembly members. Now, Kat's been having trouble posting links because Google Moderator is deleting them. If many of you are posting comments on my videos and you think that I'm deleting them or they're just kind of disappearing into the ethers, YouTube has gotten significantly more strict about deleting comments with numbers and links and other information. So just an FYI. Bianca, thank you very much for your donation. She says, no, seriously, contact your assembly members. I went from denied and not getting an extension to getting it and going on pending and paid today. Oh, I'm really glad to hear that. And thank you for sharing that for the donation. So I'm hearing from a lot of you, probably about 90% of you, that that do comment back to me that you did contact your assembly members tell me that they were helpful in one way or another. There are a few in some cases that are not helpful, unfortunately, but if you're having trouble, you can't get through, please contact them. Scrolling down, itch in my face. All right, Scotty Crook, hello. I did that one. Clark Kids. I'm currently on FedEd. Filed a new claim, received an awards letter, claim balance updated with more money. When I filed this past Sunday, my payment said disqualified. Okay, so if you filed a new claim, your balance did update, and now it says disqualified. I'm wondering if the disqualified is on an old, previously pending certification, because if it is, then that's because you had to file a new claim. That is an old pending payment. It would not be transferred over to your new claim automatically, unfortunately. So in that case, that's the problem. And you would call customer service. You can try backdating your claim using Ask EDD and see if that solves it, but you'll ultimately most likely need to call customer service on that. Now, if that's not the problem, call. Either way, you're unfortunately going to have to call customer service, because not paid and disqualified are big red flags that you need customer service's help in order to fix the problem. All right, MTM Lee, thank you very much for your donation. I really appreciate that. And I see that your message was retracted. So if you have a question, MTM Lee, you can let us know in the chat box, and Kat, my assistant, will send it to me. All right. Brittany Dashel, thank you very much for your donation. Got approved for PUA last week, thanks to your Claim Your link, but got an award letter by mail yesterday for a new claim with a lower weekly benefit award. Why is that? Well, my PUA pay out, and then the new claim kick in. Okay, so once you reach the end of your benefit year, if you're a UI, PUC, FedEd, in any of the tiers of PUC, which includes PUI, and you're 12 months after the start of your claim date, you can locate that start date in UI Online. Once you're 12 months after that, you're required to file a new claim, regardless of if you are on an extension or not. So if you were awarded an extension, and then you are either stuck in pending or whatever for various reasons because you've reached the end of your benefit year, you have to file a new claim. So you did. You filed a new claim, and now you've been awarded a new claim. So all of that is correct and up to date. Now next, you've been awarded PEUY. PEUY is that 29-week extension phase of the PEUC. Now, because you were awarded that, and you're on PEUY, if your weekly benefit award amount is $25 less than your old weekly benefit award amount, or if it's even smaller, then you qualify to stay on your old claim and collect the old weekly benefit award amount with the new weeks of PEU, well, you say why, with the new weeks of the PEUC added in. It should be automatic. If it's not done automatically within about 1 to 2 weeks, then I would call customer service because you do qualify to stay on that. All right, I'm scrolling down. Rep at 401. I'm receiving the minimum when I should be receiving the max weekly due to hybrid income. Didn't they fix this? Okay, no. So this is kind of a long answer. So if you're a hybrid earner, that means that you have both W-2 earnings and self-employment earnings, 1099, or you own a small business. If you are a hybrid earner, you are going to be put into UI if you have $1,300 or more in wages during that time period that they're looking at. You're going to default into that program, even if you had a significant amount in your self-employment income, you're still going to default to UI. Now, they did pass the MEUC boost, the Mixed Earners Unemployment Compensation Boost, in the December 27th stimulus bill. This was passed. This is for individuals who are classified under UI, so UI, PUC, FedEd, because of your wages, but you also had at least $5,000 of self-employed income in the year prior. And they ignored it because you're classified under UI because you met those requirements. Now, The MEUC Boost, if you meet those standards, grants you an additional $100 per week. And it goes all the way up until September 4th from when it starts. Unfortunately, the program is optional. Now, California EDD stated that they would be implementing the MEUC Boost. They have stated that. It's on their website. It's in press releases. However, they have not gotten it up and running yet. So that is what you will be entitled to receive as long as you had $5,000 worth of self-employment income or more in the year prior. However, it's not up and running yet. We are still waiting for details. All right, scrolling down. Messing things up. Okay, you guys, I'm at the 4:06 timestamp. Once again, I get as many questions as I possibly can. If I skip your question, you can ask it every 15 minutes. Carolyn Winter at 4:06. Thanks so much. My benefit year end was 4:10. Called for 5, filed, told not eligible, but will be extended. Had $200 balance, got paid, now 0 balance, but no date to certify and still 0 balance. What's going on? Okay, so your benefit year was ending. You called. You were told that you were going to be extended. So you called in and they noted that in your account. That's good. Now you have a $0 balance and no date to certify on. So I released a video maybe like 3 or 4 days ago. That video included where I asked a KTVU reporter that I've been talking to contact EDD's media department on my behalf because they don't answer my questions. They don't want to talk to a YouTuber. So he did, and they replied. And the Deputy Director of Public Affairs stated that they were finished rolling out the PEUC extensions that they stated would be completed by 4/17. She said they were done, and yay, we finished early. We're very great. They're not done because many of you have not received it and are within your benefit year or have done what you need to do in order to renew that benefit year. So if you've been waiting more than 2 weeks with a $0 balance and you are on PEUC and you are within your benefit year, or you have called in and the rep bypassed that for you, make sure you call into customer service again and ask them about it because most likely they will need to manually add it in for you. All right, JSCLA77, thank you very much for your donation. I'm within my benefit year, but have $0 payable benefits. Have not been extended since March. My year ends June 16th. I'm not able to certify. Okay, so if you are, gosh, I'm really thirsty. Sorry. All right. If you're within your benefit year, 0 balance, haven't been extended since March, you are exactly what I just described. Unfortunately, they stated they would be done rolling out the PEUC extension by 4/17. The Deputy Director of Public Affairs has stated in writing to me via a news reporter that they are finished with the rollout. They're not finished because they did not extend you. So unfortunately, you, my friend, will have to call in to customer service and ask them to apply this to your claim. If you, any of you viewers, are PEUC within your benefit year, $0 balance, and you've been waiting longer than 2 weeks to receive your extension, then I would call into customer service because they should have done it already. All right, scrolling down, 407, Laura Ruiz. What are the ranges for PUA? I made $34,000 in 2019. Why am I only receiving $167? Is that the correct amount or should I get more? Yes, you should get more. So PUA, you're a PUA, correct? Yes. PUA, either way, regardless of why they were disqualified, even if I could decipher that, they're not going to get fixed unless you call into customer service again. Unfortunately, there's nothing you can do other than call into customer service again. You'll most likely get a different rep that help you a little more efficiently. And then if for some reason that they can't help you, contact your assembly members. But really the only thing to fix those disqualified weeks is going to be to call into customer service. All right, Tanslooker. How do I say your name? I don't know, but you donated. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I do not see a question from you. If there is one, can you type it in the chat box? And Kat will be on the lookout for it. Okay, let's click over here. I am struggling today, you guys. I have overspent myself this week. I did too much. Kim Nestor, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Kim, I do not see a question from you in that sticker. So Kat, if you see a question from Kim, please let me know. All right, 407 timestamp. App savvy, Savoy. Question, I am still getting paid under the extension, but my benefit year ended in March. I was still getting paid until recently, and now I have 3 weeks pending payments. Yeah, it's because you are past your benefit year. Some individuals have received the extension applied to an expired claim. Some people were able to continue to certify on that expired claim. Unfortunately, the EDD is not immune to the Federal Department of Labor's requirement that you must see if you qualify for a new claim when you reach the end of your benefit year. Because you reach the end of your benefit year, you must file a new claim or call into customer service, and you can do that over the phone and tell them if you didn't work, then you can tell them over the phone, and then they'll put in for the extension without having to file the full application online and do all the ID verification and wait 3 weeks. So it's up to you which way you want to do that, but either way, they need to check and see if you qualify for a new claim, and you'll continue to be pending until you do that. All right, Gabe Z at 407. What chances of favoring an appeal based on childcare, therefore not available to work, do we have? Appeal has been introduced, had an agreement, and tried for months not to lose your job. Okay, this is just my guess, my opinion. Because I can't tell you how they will rule on your appeal, but I can tell you that having to stay home with your kids because your kids are not able to go to school or daycare due to the pandemic is an approved reason. So I would think that they would approve you after the lengthy appeals process. The appeals process is quite lengthy, I'm really sorry to say. So I do think that they will approve that. But it's unfortunately a long process. I'm really sorry you have to go through that. Okay, Kat is sending me something. Connection got lost. Okay, so I'm hearing Kat say that the connection is lost. She will let me know when it comes back. It should be back momentarily. It's a weird glitch that's been happening. Okay, so hopefully I'm back up and running soon. I'm going to go ahead and continue to answer questions, and hopefully things will get back up soon. Brittany, thank you very much for your donation. My new weekly benefit award amount is $71 less than the original weekly benefit award amount. Will I be receiving the new weekly benefit award amount with my PUA? Why does this change and why is it less? Okay, so if it's $71 less than your original weekly benefit award amount, then yes, you would be able to continue receiving your old weekly benefit award amount because the EDD states that you were able, to stay on your old claim as long as it is $25 less or even smaller. So you should be just fine with that. All right. ZZ, thank you very much. Please help. Not gotten paid since January, was on UI. All benefits are pending. Opened a PU claim, got a new card, still no money, no ID problem or wrong answers. Okay, so if you haven't gotten paid since January, you were on UI, all benefits are pending. January is a very long time. Opened a PU claim. What does that mean? Do you mean PUA? I'm not quite sure. If you are opening a PUA claim and you've been pending since January, the only way you're going to get things fixed is going to be to call customer service. Pending that long, you need to call customer service, and they're going to be the only ones, unfortunately, they're going to be able to help you to get that fixed. Okay. All right, you guys, my video is okay, right, Kat? I think it fixed itself. I hope it fixed itself. I know I am having technical difficulties. All right. I have one question here from Tans Killer Q. Waited on hold only to get disconnected. Scared to use money service if it keeps happening. Also, still no answer from Assemblywoman. Okay, so if you waited on hold and you got disconnected, that's a big problem with EDD's customer service. People have been getting disconnected very frequently, either when they were being transferred to a tier 2 rep and you've been holding for like 5 hours, or just in the middle of a hold. It's a big problem. Now, you said you're scared to use the paid service. If you choose to use a paid service, if you decide that that's right for you, and no, I do not think that you should have to pay to call a government agency that should be available to help you. But if you do choose to do that, I would use Claimer. And I do have a link for it in the video description, which saves you a little bit of money. Claimer is going to give you free callbacks within the next 24 hours for dropped calls. So that's one reason why I like that company, because if you are disconnected, then you can just text them back. They check in with you automatically after. They say, did you connect? If you type no, for the next 24 hours, they try to reconnect you again and again until you actually get through. So that insurance policy is kind of worth it for some people. Now, let's see if you had a second part. Still no answer from your Assemblywoman. Unfortunately, I can't make them answer faster. If you only emailed them, then call in. And if you only called, then email them. So make sure that you're doing it on all possible ways. Also, from the link, the Find Your Rep link, Kat can post it in the chat box. Make sure that you contact your assembly person. And then you can also contact your senator that's listed there as well as another person. All right. Kat says my connection is off and on. I'm really sorry, you guys, that I'm having a bad connection. I know that's really irritating. Okay. I see also that Rep is saying, I was answering the hybrid income question before it cut out. Shouldn't I be getting the max even with hybrid income? Okay, I'll re-answer that one because I see that didn't come through. Also, if you paid for a super sticker and I answered it during my service disconnection, please retype your question right now and Kat will send it over to me. Okay, so hybrid earners, W-2 income and 1099 income. If you earn $1,300 in W-2 income, regardless of however much you made as 1099 or self-employment income, you're going to be classified as UI. They're going to disregard everything else. Now, in the December 27th stimulus bill, we had a provision passed called the Meuc Boost. This grants an additional $100 per week to mixed earners, so those that earn from both types of employment. If you earn $5,000 in self-employment income in the year prior or more, then you qualify for that. Now, unfortunately, this does not change your weekly benefit award amount. It's just an extra $100 added in. It goes all the way up until September 4th. Now, this program was optional. Because it is optional, the EDD does not have it up and running yet. They don't have a deadline that they're required to get it up and running by. So there's nothing happening with it yet. Unfortunately, there's no news on when it will be running. I'm trying to get more information on that from the EDD directly, but they're not answering me. So I'm trying to go through a reporter to get some help with that. Saul Anthony Alvarez, how should I attach additional info? Appeals explanation. Was not fired due to COVID-19, but can't find work due to COVID-19. Okay, Saul, I'm going to post a video later tonight. But I want you, and it's not on appeals, but I do have a video coming on appeals with info from an attorney. But I want you to look up Pershing Square Law Firm. They deal specifically with EDD related cases and they work with appeals. They give a free consultation to anyone that calls in. So even if you don't end up using their services, you can call in and they can advise you on your questions regarding appeals during that free consultation. So that might be a good fit for you. It's Pershing Square Law Firm. All right, I can't tell you exactly how to attach information there. It's just going to be wherever you mail your appeal and you're going to send in that paperwork all together. They will be able to tell you, though, if you call their law firm and ask for a consultation, they will be able to help you with that. Okay, I got that one. All right, Crystal, thank you very much. My PEUC is about to expire in 1 week. I already filed for a new claim and got denied, but I got my extension money. Will I be getting an extension after? Okay, so if your PEUC is going to expire in 1 week, you filed a new claim and you got denied. Yes. you will be getting an extension after. So you're going to receive all tiers of the PEUC extension up until claim week ending September 4th. If you were denied a new claim due to lack of wages, next you receive the PEUC extension letter stating that your old claim will be extended. You'll be able to collect PEUC up until claim week ending September 4th. You're going to have to get your each tier of your PEUC extension down to 0 before it goes on to the next tier. So you're going to first be awarded 13 weeks if you haven't received that, and then 11 weeks, and then 29 weeks. And you can only collect them up until claim week ending September 4th. All right, Luis Andrade. Let me go. Thank you very much. Sophia at 409. With higher week benefits in the mail, yet my last 6 weeks have been pending. Is it because they have last year's claim? I know I have to keep calling, but will EDD be fixing this on their own? If you're pending because you had an expired claim and you certified on an expired claim and then you filed a new claim, no, those weeks in most cases do not migrate over on their own to a new claim. You do have to either try backdating your new claim in Ask EDD or call into customer service. All right, Esteban Ocha, thank you very much. Spoke with EDD. My benefit year was 315. Now shows a 0 claim balance, and showing my benefit year is 3/15/2020. Okay, so if you spoke with EDD, your benefit year was supposed to end in 3/15/2022. Now it shows a 0 claim balance. This is very strange. Okay, so your claim didn't start until 3/15/2021. I'm wondering why you called in to speak with EDD. Let me know in the comments because this is a weird case and I'm not sure why. Let me know why you called in. Why did you call in? Were you trying to change something with your claim? Were you trying to request an increase or something like that? Because what you called in for could have affected that change, but I don't see why. Unfortunately, I don't have any information for you. Let me look down here and see if Esteban is writing back to me. Okay. I don't see it. Okay, Kat, be on the lookout for that. If Esteban sends over additional information, I can try to provide more info. However, if you're seeing that change in your claim, the only person who can change it back is going to be customer service. So unfortunately, most likely my only answers are going to be to call into customer service and try to get help. Also, I would contact your assembly member and try to get them to start working on your case with you. So that way they can be acting as a liaison between you and customer service to try to expedite the process. Okay, I'm scrolling down. Let's see. Someone's saying Alfred should work for Ginny. He does a good job. If Alfred is answering questions in the comments, thank you. You know what? People that work for me on my channel, I specifically do not have them answer questions because the information is so complicated. I would have to check all of their answers and make sure that it was all incorrect and updated properly, etc. It's so detailed, and I'm not going to check someone else's answers or be liable for someone else's answers. So that's why, if you're wondering why you see my assistant commenting, but she doesn't answer your questions, that's why, because I don't let her. Okay, but thank you, Alpha, and those of you that are in the chat. All right, let's see. My meanie at 409. Wow, I'm behind. I need to skip ahead. My husband has been waiting for over 2 months for an extension and still nothing. We have called so much and no news on that. Okay, they're waiting for 2 months for an extension. First thing, make sure that you are not at the end of your benefit year. Look in UI Online. Claim start date, count 12 months out. If you're UI, PEUC, or Fed Ed, you must file a new claim when you reach the end of your benefit year. If that's the case, then do that. If that's not the case, call into customer service. Don't continue to wait. Don't continue to wait because the EDD's Deputy Director of Public Affairs wrote back to me. Well, not to me. I had a reporter ask her. They wrote back that they had completed the PEUC rollout. It's obviously not done for many of you. So you unfortunately need to call in. All right, Alfred Zambrana says, I love what Ginny Silver is doing. I always feel good and positive watching her videos. like I'm going to get paid by EDD, then nothing. I'm really sorry. I wish that I could do more to actually get you guys paid. But thank you. All right, you guys, I have to scroll down in the chat. Remember that I get as many questions as I possibly can, and I talk so fast trying to answer many questions that makes me rashy. So if I did not get your question, know that I'm doing my very best and ask it again every 15 minutes. All right, Scarfy Conley, thank you very much for your donation. Hey, Ginny, I got benefits certified after a 2-hour call. Rep let me know that once you zero out on your benefits, that it's better you call to extend your current claim than file a new claim. Wanted to know what you think. So I have stated this in many videos before. If you watch my benefit year-end video, if you watch anything along that task, sorry, I'm multitasking. If you watch anything along those lines that talks about benefit year ending, in all those videos, I do state that once you reach the end of your benefit year, so not once you get zero, but once you reach the end of your benefit year, if you did work and do qualify for a new claim, then filing online is fine because you're going to qualify for a new claim and have to wait the application process anyway. But if you do not qualify due to lack of wages and you need to call into customer service to file a new claim, they're able, in most cases, to bypass the need to file an application because they can note in your claim that you did not work, you do not qualify, and then put in for the extension that way. Now, for those of you that are on within your current benefit year and you hit zero, so filing a new claim isn't what you need to do, in most cases, the EDD will automatically extend you within a week. They'll send you a letter. But with this current round of PEUC, if you're waiting longer than 2 weeks, call into customer service. Yes, I do agree with that. And thank you very much. All right, Kat has sent me a question that was missed because my video cut out, and I'm very sorry. MTM Lee sticker question. I called about my pending weeks, got a hold of them, and they said they fixed my red flags. And I was asked to certify for another separate 2 weeks. Got paid for the separate 2 weeks, but I was disqualified for my pending weeks that I called about. So unfortunately, with disqualification, I can't tell you exactly why you're disqualified, but regardless of the reason, not paid or disqualified, the only way to get them fixed is unfortunately to call into customer service again and get them to either change that status for whatever reason they're disqualified, or have them if it was an issue where it was on an old expired claim and that's why they're disqualified, then they'll have to send them to your new claim. So unfortunately, you'll have to call into customer service in order to get that pushed through to paid. All right, scrolling down in the chat, drinking water. I got to update my chat screen here. Scrolling up. All right, you guys, I am at 432 in the chat. You can re-enter your question every 15 minutes if I did not get yours. Let's see. Laura Ruiz says, I tried going back on the video, but it skipped to the new question. I think you're talking about ID.me. If you're having problems with ID.me, tweet Blake Hall on Twitter. It sounds stupid, but that's how you get help the fastest from them. All right, 432. Esubio Romero, I have a question. I qualify for all PEUC extensions. I have received 13 weeks last year, and I qualify for the additional 11 weeks starting December 27th, all the way through September 6th. Okay, I see that your question continues down here. EDD hasn't applied the PEUC extension to my claim, and it's been 4 months now, and I continue getting benefits under PUA. I'm a little confused about your situation. You would not qualify for both. You would receive PUA, or you would receive either UI or PEUC or FEDIT, wherever you're at within that program. Now, if you are not able to certify under PUA, you need to call into customer service. If you're not receiving PUA and you're on PEUC and you have not been extended, then you need to call into customer service. Unfortunately, it's a call into customer service kind of issue. All right, scrolling down. 433 timestamp, golf and fun stuff, 6 weeks pending, now paid. I called and talked to a specialist. This is the only way to get off pending. Keep calling. I'm really glad that you were able to get through and that you got paid. I'm really glad to hear that. All right, scrolling down. 433, Yvette Soto. I've been pending for 6 weeks. Got through last week. I was told I was supposed to be interviewed. It was just also pending. It's so stressful and frustrating. Should I call again? Okay, you're pending for 6 weeks. You got through last week. You're told to be interviewed. The interviews are taking a really, really long time to get scheduled. Many of my subscribers are reporting that their interviews are taking up to like 6 weeks just to receive an interview date. So you can call in and you can suffer through the phone lines and the hold time, etc. But they may just tell you that you have to wait for your interview. So it's up to you if you want to call in and do that. I don't necessarily want to tell you to call in and just have you hold for no reason. But if you want to do your due diligence and call in to make sure you're not missing a step or something that needs to be complied with, then call in. Additionally, you can call you can call your assembly member and get them working on your behalf also. And then they will be able to follow up with the EDD and keep you updated on their findings as well. All right, scrolling down. Let's see, 434 timestamp, X classy Dax, maybe. Hi, Ginny, I have luck using your phone trick all the time, but the problem is that every time I get transferred, I go back to the intro and then I can't get through. This happens all the time. I'm really sorry. That's an EDD problem. The transferring you the wrong way or the dropped calls when you're supposed to be transferred. I'm really sorry to hear that. If you decide that paying claimer is right for you, I have the link in my video description. The thing that I like about that, and I don't think that you should have to pay to get through to government service, so I'm in no way saying that that is right. But what I like about that company is that they provide callbacks for the next 24 hours if you get disconnected. So if you're someone that's using that service, that's a benefit of that. But again, I don't think it's right. And if you do get frustrated with the process, contact your assembly member, because your assembly member, one, is free. And number two, is going to follow up with the EDD on your behalf. If they are able to communicate with the EDD instead of you having to sit through the phone lines, then that is gold. So try your best to contact your assembly member and see if they're able to get through for you. Okay, I'm scrolling down. Let's see. On Kimju, my benefit year ends September 9th, 2021. Do I need to reapply now? You need to reapply on UI, PUC, and Fed Ed when you reach the end of your benefit year. No, you don't need to reapply now. If you're UI, PUC, Fed Ed, then you are going to reapply later. Let's see. Alma, 436. Thank you, Alfred. She's thanking Alfred. MTM Lee. MTM Lee, I think I answered your question already. Grumpy Cat. Grumpy Cat's in here. After 1 month, I finally got my payments released. Thank you. Well, Grumpy Cat, I'm really glad you got paid. Patricia Vale, 436. So my job wants me to go back to work by next week. And I'm not ready to go back because I live with my grandma and I don't want to risk her getting COVID if I return back to work. But I can receive the rest of your question. You guys, if it doesn't fit in one thing, I'm not going to see the second half. Okay, so if you have to stay home because your kids can't go to school, because you have an elderly family member who's high risk, who hasn't been vaccinated yet, etc., those are qualifying COVID-related reasons to not go into an unsafe work environment. So that qualifies you. So you will need to document to your job, have everything in writing, save copies of everything, so that if for some reason you were denied EDD benefits, you have everything ready for an appeal. I don't think that you will have to appeal, but I just want you to be prepared in advance. So keep it in writing. Tell them that's your reason very clearly. Keep a copy of it dated, and you should be fine. Okay, Scarfy, Comfy. Hey, I think I already got this one, but I'm going to read it again. Hey, Ginny, got benefits certified after a 2-hour call. Rep let me know that once you, yes, I did get this one. Okay, yes. So I do think that if you are required to file a new claim, if you are able to get through to customer service, if you didn't work, you don't qualify for a new claim. Calling into customer service allows you to, in most cases, bypass the need to file a new application and have them put into your account that you would qualify for the extension. Some reps will not do this for you, but the majority of them will, and they should be able to do it for you. So yes, that's the benefit of doing it via calling in, but calling in is very difficult. So I understand that's not a good fit for all. All right, NoTO 555, thank you very much for your donation. Thanks, Ginny. My issue is solved and benefits are back on. Oh, you're just donating the support. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I'm really glad that you were solved and that you're getting paid. All right, scrolling down. Mr. Ocha at 436. I see part of a question. Then I just called and now I have a zero balance and my claim year is 3/15/2020. If you have a zero, oh, I answered your question earlier. You're the one, I remember, that I told you need to call in because you have something very strange going on with your claim. If once you reach the end of your benefit year, you had to file a new claim. I'm going to answer this hypothetically because it could be one of two things. If you reach the end of your benefit year and that benefit year end, you're going to have to file a new claim for your UI, PUC, or Fed Ed. Now, I believe I'm remembering your question from before, and I believe I already answered it, but I'm going to try again just because I read it. If you saw that change in your account and it didn't make sense, unfortunately, you do need to call back into customer service because if they change your benefit year end date and it's not accurate, you do have to call in for that. All right, I got that one. Let me get this one. Pete, thank you very much for your donation. Thank you for helping me with the phone service. You're very welcome. I'm really glad to hear that worked well for you. And thank you so much for your donation. All right, I'm scrolling down. Richard M. at 437. Claim expired January 2021. Renewed automatically, then went to pending after the first week. Called, verified ID, disqualified because my proof of income didn't qualify, although it did make $9K. Okay, so if your claim expired in January 2021, renewed automatically, what does that mean? They don't renew automatically. I'm guessing that you mean that you were awarded an extension. Extensions do not renew your claim. You still, even if you're on extension, must file a new claim if you're UI, PEUC, or Fed Ed and you reach the end of your benefit year, 12 months after your claim start date. So if you went to pending, that's why, because you were pending after an old claim. Now, they say you verified your identity and then your proof of income didn't qualify. It could be due to your proof of income or it could be due to that benefit year ending. So first, check your benefit year and see if you're 12 months after that start date. If so, you have to file a new claim, and that would most likely be why you're pending. If it is a proof of income issue, then you unfortunately will need to call EDD and sort that out with them. They will need to see your documentation and they will need to verify it somehow. Okay, make sure I got that. Perfect. I need water. All right, scrolling down. Let's see. 437 was poor. When you file a new claim, can you use old UI account or do you have to create a new one? You should use your current account. So from your current account, you're going to go to your dashboard and there should be a button on the left that says file a new claim. That's the button that you're going to click to file a new claim. Now, if you've already filed a new claim and you're asking about entering in a new customer account number, the EDD will mail you kind of an auto-generated customer account number. It usually says on the letter, if this is a duplicate, then ignore it. So look for that statement there. You can register it because with my husband, I always try to mess up my husband's account to test things and see if what they do, because I might as well screw up our situation and then report back to you guys. So he received 2, and I he activated them. And it didn't do anything. It still went to the old account. So most likely it's going to be paid out to your old account. So yes, you can activate it, sign it up, check both, but it should go to your old account because it's all tied to that one Social Security number. Okay, I'm at 4:38 in the timestamp. Patricia Vale, if I leave my job, I already filed for a new claim saying that I'm going back to work. But if I'm not, how to change it to not return to work? Okay, you left your job, you filed for a new claim saying that I'm going back to work. Well, you wouldn't file for a new claim and say that you're going back to work because that's filing for unemployment. I'm a little confused. In general, you won't need to change it. If you are approved for a new claim, then you'll just certify and you'll certify that no, you didn't work. If you're denied a new claim, then next you'll receive an extension award letter on your old claim. And same thing, you'll continue to certify and you'll state that no, you did not work. All right, scrolling down. Let's see, 4:38, Zess says, I called to get my extension and then the next day I got it, but it was only for 11 weeks. Do I wait or call EDD again? So this is correct. And I have a video that I just put out on this. And I put it out a couple days ago. You can go to my channel homepage and you'll see it. The PEUC extension is awarded in 3 phases. They don't give you all of it at once. It's inefficient, unfortunately. The first phase is 13 weeks. The second phase is 11 weeks. The third phase is 29 weeks. You can collect all up until claim week ending September 4th, and then that program ends. So because they awarded you the second tier, which is 11 weeks, you're going to use those 11 weeks up, get all the way down to 0, and then within about a week, they'll send you a new award letter for the 29-week extension. That will then populate to your UI Online account with new claim balance, and then you'll be able to collect it up until claim week ending September 4th. All right, scrolling down. Washington, whoa. Oh gosh, it just refreshed and I lost Washington's question. It was Washington Red Wolves. I'm looking for it. It's here somewhere. Well, all right. I hate when I do that because I read your name and then you don't get your question answered. I can't find it in these thousands of messages. Washington Red Wolves. Retype your question and Kat will find it and I will answer it. All right, 4:48 p.m. Smash Cakes. How long does it normally take to get a phone interview? I got granted a new UI claim a month ago, certified twice, both pending when I called and they told me I was in their queue, but no interview yet. Okay, unfortunately, the phone interviews, they're taking a long time to get scheduled. They can take up to 6 weeks is the feedback that I'm receiving from a lot of subscribers before they receive a phone interview. I would recommend contacting your assembly member if you've been waiting longer than 2 weeks and let them know your problems, and then they can hopefully follow up with EDD on your behalf. Okay, let me see if that question that I started reading and then my computer glitched out. I don't like this YouTube live stream app, you guys. It does not perform well. All right, going down. 4:48, Leslie Ann, fashion stylista. Where's my payment? I already certified, received the reward letter, have an extension under PUA. I have a balance. Do I need to file a new claim? They don't answer. No, PUA does not file a new claim. UI, PEUC, Fed Ed will file a new claim when they reach the end of their benefit year. PUA does not. Now, you certified, received the extension, but you're not paid. Is it marked as pending, not paid, or disqualified? If it's pending in your PUA, call into customer service because you don't have a benefit year end problem unless you are waiting on something like ID verification, income verification, something that the EDD has to process. Unless that's the issue, call into customer service. They will have to push your pending to paid. Most likely you have some form of a stop payment alert applied to your claim, which is EDD's internal system triggering something and holding your payment. Many of the certification questions can trip up these stop payment alerts because the system even though it should be set up for a pandemic a year later, is not. And so it may think that you are not entitled to receive payments, or they may require additional information from you. Unfortunately, you will have to call into customer service. Now, you say they don't answer, and that is unfortunately true. My how to call tips are in the video description. Number one, you can call, why did I just blank out? 833-978-2511. After the announcer says, select from the following, type in 134 very fast. 134 all at once. This does not work all the time. It does not work all times of the day because of the mass amount of call volume, but it does help many to still get through quickly. You can view that video and view that it's about a 50-50 success rate for it helping people. Additionally, you can contact your assembly members and get them to help expediting your claim on their end because they can follow up with the EDD. Additionally, if you speak a different language, choose that language line. The EDD has not only a Spanish option, but they have completely separate language lines for several other languages. I believe it's like Vietnamese, Cantonese, something else. There's a couple of them. So if you speak any other languages, check those on the How to Contact EDD page and use those. Additionally, last one, if you feel that it's right for you to use a paid third-party application, Claimer is the one that I have linked in my video description. No, I do not think that you should have to pay to contact the EDD using a third party, but for many individuals, they've found it very beneficial because they don't have to spend all day calling. They pay the money, they get a call back from a hold line, and then they're able to hold. Additionally, they give you callbacks if your call is dropped. So if you're disconnected when you're connecting to a tier 2, etc., then they do give you callbacks. So those are all the options that I have for you. I'm also testing a few additional phone tricks that I don't really trust, but I want to try them to see exactly what departments they lead you to, etc. But I don't have anything new to share with that yet that I trust. All right. Hold on. Doing live streams is rough. So much talking. VFTW, Striker, thank you very much for your donation. I just got my pending payments fixed and know they're all paid. However, the funds aren't on my bank card. Any idea of how long I could expect to wait? I'm really glad that your pending was fixed. Thank you for sharing that. Usually it's 48 hours, business hours, for a bank to post payments. I really hope it comes through fast for you. Scrolling down. A crate 95-1. Thank you, Ginny. Thank you. You're very welcome. Isaac Inc. out at 448. I ran out of my UI already. Still been waiting for my first PUC to kick in. It's been 2 months. What should I do? Are you at the end of your benefit year? Look in your UI online. Look at your claim start date. Count 12 months after that start date. Yes, even if it says on extension, still count 12 months after that start date. If you're outside of your benefit year, you need to file a new claim. If that's not your case, then call into customer service because they stated to me, they stated to the reporter I was working with in an email that I asked him to send, the deputy director of PR stated that they had completed the PUC rollouts. And they kind of gave themselves a pat on the back and said, we completed it early. We stated it in a press release. They did not state it in a press release. I scoured over that press release. It said nothing about PUC being completed. And they obviously have not completed it for many of you. Call into customer service. They're going to have to add it manually for you. Use the call tricks that I have in the video description to try to get through a little faster. All right, scrolling down. Okay. Hello. What is asking me to marry him? I will not marry you. I am already married. I've been with my husband for almost 20 years. It's a long time. I don't think that he's going to want another husband in the family. All right, Kim Nestor at 449. Accidentally sent the money without my question. Were you able to see the one that I asked? Let me see. Kat, did I get Kim's question? Let me know, because I can't keep track of this. But I think I got all the stickers. Kim, if I did not get your question, make sure you type it again in the box, and Kat will send it to me. She'll text it over to me. if I missed it. All right, let's see. XOXO Sraita 449 says, when you call, press 1, wait for the message. At about 1:30 minutes, press 121. Okay, thank you for sharing. You guys can try that and see if it works for you. All right, 449, Robin B. I'm moving to a different state, but still haven't received any PUA in my current state. They needed to check my paperwork. Should I try to get a tax return for 2020 done now? Okay, they need to check your paperwork, your PUA. Your PUA, if you already applied, it's most likely going to be based on your 2019 income. It depends on when you applied. But if you applied and you claimed income from a certain year, they're going to want documentation on that year. So most likely it's going to be your 2019 Schedule C if you're PUA. If you have your 2019 Schedule C, then you're good to go. Now, because you're moving to another state, you should still be able to collect, but you must notify them that your address is changing because you're collecting on the prior year's worth of earning and taxes. All right, Alec can say, thank you very much for your donation. Filed a new claim after 1 year. I was fed ed with $1,800 left. My balance changed to $11,700, but when I certify, it's pending. Recently, benefit year changed to 21/03/2021. Is that good or bad? So if it changed to March 21st, 2021, that's very strange. That is very strange. And I'm not sure why, and I can't tell you why. There's one other claimant in this chat that told me that they had the same problem earlier. Unfortunately, I can't say why they did that. Now, if you filed a new claim, you were fed ed, and did you qualify for a new claim? If you certified and it's pending, they did something to your account. They decreased the amount, which could have been that you qualified for a new claim and the new claim was a smaller amount, but that doesn't explain the end of the benefit year. Unfortunately, I can't give you an answer on that. I'm really sorry, but what I would do is I would call customer service and I would make sure you get through. I know it's very hard, so see my tips in my video description. Next, I would make sure that you contact your assembly member. Kat can drop the link in the video description right now. Contact your assembly member, let them know your problems. That way they can work as a liaison between you and the EDD, and they can help to follow up with the EDD on your behalf, because that sounds like a very unusual problem. All right, Hiridi Casite? Not sure. But thank you very much for your donation. I do not see a question from you. Let me see if I see anything here. I don't see a question from you, but I think you're just supporting. Thank you very much. If you do have a question, then let Kat know in the chat and she will text it over to me. Okay, scrolling down. Scott Brown at 450. First time watching your video. I'm approved for PUC and also pending on payments. It says I don't have to apply for a new claim. Why am I still pending? Okay, so let's see. You're PUC. You're pending. Make sure that you're not at the end of your benefit year. Look in your claim start date, count 12 months after that. If you are 12 months after that or later, then you're at the end of your benefit year. You're pending because you need to file a new claim. If that's not the reason why, then you need to call into customer service because you either have a stop payment alert on your claim for some reason, such as they've been doing this to many claims during the first certification round of a new quarter. So if you are pending on claim week ending 4/10, then that is the first certification weeks of a new quarter. And that in many cases is applying a stop payment alert to claimants. They then have to call into customer service and get it pushed from pending to paid. Now, there are a number of different reasons why you could also be pending. So unfortunately, you need to call into customer service. I'm very sorry to hear that. All right. Let's see what Kat's sending me. Okay. Kim says, thank you for helping her get paid. Or is that Hiridi? Okay. Hiridi says, thank you. You're very welcome. I'm really glad that you were able to get paid. Okay, scrolling down. I'm at 450 in the chat. Europa. If you already have a PUA claim, do not submit a new application. You will receive a message in your UI online account that you have weeks of correct. If you're PUI, you do not submit a new application. Veronica Lopez at 451. My benefit year ends 6/7. When can I file a new claim to get an extension? I don't know how long the process is. Okay, your benefit year ends 6/7. If you are UI, PEUC, or Fed Ed, you will file a new claim when you reach the end of that benefit year. When can you file it? You can do it up to 5 days before your claim ends. That's the date that the EDD sends out in several inbox communications to claims. They don't state that anywhere on their website, but they do state it in some of the UI online communications. Okay, so 5 days before. All right, Kim Nestor's question. I was awarded my 29-week extension with an updated balance. A week later, I had to reapply for my year. I got a denial letter. Am I good or do I wait? Okay, so if you reapplied because end of benefit year, you were denied. Next, you are going to get another letter that comes in the mail that tells you that your old claim will be extended. So yes, you are good. You should just wait at this point and it should come through. However, if for some reason it doesn't come through and you're waiting 2 weeks after this first denial letter has come, then I will call in to check on the status. All right, 451 Lopez with a lot of Z's. I've been on pending for 1 month. I had a phone interview and the guy said he didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to do. He then called me back and said he will clear me and we'll have to wait. And I haven't gotten paid. Okay, I'm really sorry. It sounds like you got someone who's not very experienced. That's really rough. So if you've been pending for a month, you had a phone interview. He said that you're okay, but you still haven't gotten paid. I don't have a time frame on exactly how long, once the phone interview has cleared, you've been approved, it'll take for you to go from pending to paid because it varies. Now you can call into customer service. I can't say for sure that they will be able to help you once you call in, because if there is any step along that way of that phone interview, just simply needing to process, they might not be able to help you, or they might be able to push your pending to paid. Additionally, you can call your assembly member and let them know your problem, and then they will be able to follow up with the EDD on your behalf and hopefully be able to help expedite things. Assembly member link, Kat can post in the chat, and it's in the video description as well. All right, scrolling down. Some water. I know I'm almost out. I'm going to switch to coffee, and my EDD is slow as a sloth mug, which is difficult to drink. All right. Gideon Hernandez, thank you very much for your donation. I'm in an extension. I'm pending. 12 months already past March. Okay, your 12 months already passed. I applied for a new claim. I received the number to create the account. I couldn't create it. This is normal. When you apply for a new claim, they send you an automated letter with a new customer account number. But if you already have a customer account number, most likely it will be rejected in their system. In some cases, it does create a new one, but then they still pay to the old one. So don't be alarmed. Just continue to check your old account and it should populate there. So I think you should be just fine. All right. Tommy Thompson, friend worked for American Cancer Society as self-employed contractor in 2019. Good income, laid off. No income for 2020. Are they eligible for PUA? Yes, they should be eligible for PUA. Have them apply for PUA. Absolutely. And I do believe that the application for PUA still asks for 2019 income. Someone recently had questions about that. Yes, they should definitely apply. All right, scrolling down. I'm at 4:53 in the timestamps. Aqueous Gem, I just finished certifying my 13-week PEC extension benefits. Once it's zero balance, should I expect for them to automatically extend it to tier 2 or just contact my assemblyman? Okay, so if you got 13 weeks and it goes all the way down to 0, it should automatically kick in. It should automatically kick in. I don't think that you'll need to be concerned, but what you should look for is that 1 week after you hit 0 is when you should receive an award letter of the next tier of PEUC. If that doesn't come in about a week, then I would follow up with the EDD or with your assembly member if you're already connected to them. All right, 4:53 and the timestamp. Donna Anderson, maybe you could skip the repeat questions. I don't. I pull random questions from the chat box. I don't have time to read through and choose. I just grab the first one that I see and I read it so I can get as many as I possibly can. Additionally, oftentimes people have the same question because it's a really big problem this week, and many people do need to hear it repeated throughout several different points in the stream. I know that it's really irritating if you're someone that listens to the whole stream, but people need it. And I'm going to just continue to answer their questions as they come. Ricky at 4:53, what number or tricks do we use to get through to the EDD? I have it in the video description. Click on the video description. If you're on a phone, click the drop-down menu at the top of the video, and then you'll see the video description, and it has my how to call tricks. It has a link to Claimer if you want to try a paid service to get to a hold line, and it has a link to contact your assembly members if you can't get through to customer service. So view all of those. 4:53, J. York, 182. I received a notice of amended unemployment insurance award today on 4/28. Does this mean I should be able to certify it by this weekend? Amended unemployment insurance award means that they're changing something to your award letter on 4/28. I can't tell you exactly what they're changing because I don't have the letter. And I can't tell you when you'll be able to certify. In general, once you receive a letter from the EDD, usually takes them about a week to update your UI online claim. And that's just a generalization. So I can't say exactly when you'll be able to certify, unfortunately. Okay. Tommy Thompson, thank you very much for that donation. I think I already got your question. Pollinary says, yes, we do need your repeat question answers. You're very welcome. I know sometimes there's, I have a lot of, like being on YouTube, people leave me lots of negative comments, and it's just part of it. There's lots of people that get angry that I repeat myself so often, but it's what you guys are asking. It's what you guys need to know. So that's what I'm going to be addressing. All right. Scrolling down. Anthony Valdez, 4:54. Hi, Anthony. Thank you for calling out time and timestamp menu. It really helps. We lose our place too. Okay, you're very welcome, and bad grandpa. All right, Eric at 4:54. The EDD dashboard and newsroom has not been updated for almost 2 weeks. Yes. They did not put out a press release last week. They did not address. Sorry, I'm like jazz handsing it up because I'm angry. Back to being fake happy with the EDD. They did not put out a press release last week. I was looking and looking literally every 15 minutes from 4/17, the date when they were supposed to finish the extensions. I refreshed that newsroom every 15 minutes for a period of about a week before I gave up. They did not put out a press release. They did not address that they bypassed their own deadline. The only person that addressed it was YouTube and one news station, because I reached out to them and I asked them to do a story on it. It's a problem, and they don't like responding to me. But I did get the email address for the Deputy Director of Public Affairs from a news reporter. So I do have that. So I'm going to try it and see. She probably won't still respond to me. All right, Christopher Brewer at 5:10. And I accidentally skipped ahead, so I'm going to backtrack after this question a little bit. Christopher Brewer says, I can't get through to the EDD, California. I've tried every day for 2 weeks straight. I have not been paid since March. I'm really sorry to hear that. It's very, very difficult. Number one, I see you're pending. If you're a UI, PUC, Fed Ed, and you've reached the end of your benefit year, 12 months after your claim start date, you're pending because you need to file a new claim. You can take care of that yourself without calling the EDD. So if that's your case, make sure you do that. If that's not your case and you're pending for another reason, number one, see all the call tricks that I have in the video description. Kat can post the link to my how to call video. This does not work all the time for everyone, and it takes multiple tries. But because I'm still getting a 50-50 success rate with it, the video is still live, and I still do encourage you to try it. Number two, contact your assembly members. Kat can post the link. They are going to be able to follow up with the EDD on your behalf. A lot of their offices are set up with EDD info online because they're receiving so many of their constituents contacting them with this. So contact your assembly members. Number 3, if using a paid application is right for you, and I'm sorry that I'm stating this as an option so much, but it's helped a lot of people to get through. Claimer is $15 using my link in the video description. What this does, if it's something that you want to do, is it will get you to a hold line, and then the hold line will call you back. So you are put to a hold line, and then you still do have to hold. If the call is disconnected for any reason, you get free callbacks within the next 24 hours. No, I do not think that you should have to pay to call customer service, but those are the options that I'm putting out there right now for you guys to do. Don't overlook contacting your assembly members. That's a really powerful one. All right, 510. Rep says, please have patience, everyone. Jane's doing the best she can. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Okay, I'm scrolling up a little bit because my computer skipped ahead. Let's see, I did that one. Lil Rambo, hello, thank you very much. John Lorenzo at 5:05. I'm regular UI, 0 balance. Benefits end on 10/30. Last payment received was on 3/14. No update was made. Now try to call the EDD since 2 weeks ago. Still no luck. Today's inbox, work search requirements. Isn't it nice that they're still sending you all of their automated emails on reporting your work search requirements, but they won't pay you? I'm really sorry to hear that. So what you can do, if you are trying to get through, you need to get through. If you haven't been extended, you've been waiting that long, and it's not a benefit year issue, you need to get through somehow. The options that I recommend on how to get through are in the video description. Contact your assembly member. Don't skip that step. All right. Hiridi Cassetti, I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Thank you for your donation. I think my email to my assembly member helped to push to paid. Thank you, Ginny. You've been helpful. I'm really glad to hear that. I'm really glad you got paid. I'm glad the assembly member was helpful, or I hope they were, at least. Thank you for your support. All right, scrolling down. I did that one. Lynn Pearson at 5:05. I got through to EDD, told them my year end date for my Tier 2 extension was 4/12, and requested help to file another claim. They said that I did not need to refile and would not need help, even though I asked. Okay, so for those of you who have reached the end of your benefit year, UI, PUC, or Fed Ed, the Department of Labor federal level requirement requires that they check and see if you qualify for a new claim, because they want to take you off of federal level extensions and move you back over to state money, state unemployment benefits. In order to check, you either have to file a claim, either online or with a rep, or if the rep is able to note in your account that you do not qualify for a new claim due to lack of wages, then they note that in your account, put in for the extension, and then they tell you to wait. So for those of you that call into customer service and you're told to just wait, it is most likely because the rep has done those steps for your account and you are able to wait while they have put in the request for the extension. Okay, scrolling down. I'm out of water. Thirsty. I'm drinking coffee. ED slow as a sloth mug. All right. I am at the 5:07 timestamp, Mexican low carb. I filed a new claim, went to UI went on claim. The new claim was about $7,000, then went to Fed Ed. When I called, they took me off of pending and I used the calling service. You got through finally. So you are all set then. It sounds like you got through. You're off of pending. I'm really glad that worked for you. Thank you for sharing. Organic Life at 5:07. Call the third party line. It worked within 30 minutes. Okay, so third party line, they're referring, both of those comments are referring to the claimer link, which is in my video description. All right, Christina Walton. Then you should get the full amount if your mom, if your power of attorney for, okay, you're answering another viewer. I see that. Thank you for answering another viewer. Let's see. C. Los at 507. I'm on the EDD hold line right now. Sorry. I'm glad you're on a hold line. I'm sorry. It's probably going to be a while. Really hope you get through. Mexican low carb. Thank you for everything. You're very welcome. Deftone Z at 508. I did everything you just said, and they said it will take 24 to 48 hours. This was on Monday, and I'm still waiting. I'm really sorry to hear that. I'm not sure what you're waiting on. Most likely pushing your pending to paid, because that's everyone's major issues. If you're still waiting, you can call into customer service again. You can contact your assembly members. Those are unfortunately the things that you can do at this point in time. And I really wish I had more ways to help you guys with that. All right, 508 timestamp, Fluffy Killer. Am worried. I haven't received anything since March 28th. I'm still within my benefit year. I'm on zero balance, and I've tried calling. What can I do? Okay, you're within your benefit year. You're zero balance. Make sure you're not subject to an ID verification, income, address, anything like that. If you did an ID verification, make sure it's complete. Check ID.me. They should have sent you an email confirming. Many people miss the last step of that. If it's none of those problems, unfortunately, you have to contact customer service. I know you can't get through, and I know it's really hard to get through. The options that I have for you in terms of getting through faster, if you speak another language, use a different language line. There are, let me look it up. I need to make a video that has the different language lines, because that's something that I'm not sharing enough. And I need to have a video that has those easily available. There is the English and Spanish line, which is the main line. If you speak Spanish, use that line. But there's also a Cantonese line, a Mandarin line, a Vietnamese line, and then I'm not sure what these last two are. I'm going to copy these and paste these in the chat. If you speak any of those languages, use, and I need to add that to my video description as well. Oh, it's too long. I can't add it. Well, you guys are just going to wait while I figure this out. Watch me fumble with my old lady technology, because I'm too old. Okay. If you speak any of those languages, use those lines. Next, go up to the video description, contact your assembly member, the claimer link if you want to use a paid service, and my 134 video are all linked in the video description. You can use those, and Kat can link some of them as well. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything over here from Kat. No, I am good. All right, you guys, I'm going to do 5 more minutes of questions, and then I got to go. I'm scrolling down quite a bit. Okay. I am at the, I don't know where I am. I'm lost. Where am I? Who am I? Martin Berrigan, my assembly member, can't even get a hold of EDD. I'm really sorry to hear that. I wish I had a better way to help you. Everything with contacting that I have is in the video description. I'm going to test out 2 phone tricks that I think are kind of shady, and I don't necessarily want to recommend them to you guys. I'd rather use myself as a test this week. So I'm going to try to test those and see if they are reliable. But all my other phone tricks, claimer, assembly members, are linked in the video description to help you get through. All right, Ariana Irene at 523. You were sexually harassed at work, and now I have the phone interview. I'm really nervous because I don't really have proof. Okay, so you don't have proof, but consult. Okay, I'm going to give you Pershing Square Law. Pershing Square Law Firm, look them up. They give out free consultations to EDD and workforce-related claims. I would consult with them first. Get a free consultation with them. I just did a Zoom video. It was like a 2-hour-long Zoom with an attorney from their firm yesterday, and I'm putting out a video of it later tonight. It's not on that topic, but he did state in there that they give out free consultations. That might be a good fit for you to do if you're feeling unsure that you have enough evidence. There's not going to necessarily be evidence required with that because that's a special type of claim, but it might help you to feel a little more self-assured to get a consultation from them. All right, strange visions at 5:23. My balance went to 0 while on 11-week PEC extension. On same day, I received a message that I received the 29-week PEC extension. Do I need to wait for the balance to increase before applying for a new claim? Okay, so if you reach 0, if you reach the end of your benefit year, UI, PEC, Fed Ed, you have to file a new claim. But if you're just asking about certifying, I would wait until the balance increases in UI Online, because the problem with certifying at a $0 balance is that they go to pending because there's no balance there, and then they eventually go to not paid. So yes, if it were me, I would wait until the balance shows. Rep at 5:23 says, are the PUA claimants getting $450 a week right now? It depends on their income. PUA starts at $167 per week. You can get an increase on PUA if you earn $17,500 in the year prior or more. And it goes all the way up to $450 a week. And in order to earn that award amount, you have to have earned in the neighborhood of $46,000 in the year prior. So some claimants are, and some claimants are not. It's determined on their income. 240 SXV8T, thank you very much for your donation. New claim and given same EDD account number, login has same information as my old claim. Word letter shows new benefit year and new amount. Okay, good. So new claim, given the same account number. Login, you have the same, oh, I see. So you receive the award letter, but it has not populated in your UI Online account. I would allow a week for it to populate. Usually it takes about a week for them to update those things. So you're on the right track. Next, you're just going to wait and it should be updated. They do not need you to create a new customer account number. They might send you one, but it's all tied to your social security number. If they do, in fact, send you a new customer account number, most likely you'll try to enter it in. It'll reject it because they already have your social security number in the system and it should be sent there. So I think you're good. I think in about a week, you'll see it updated in your claim. Donna Anderson, thank you very much for your donation. You've been very informative and I appreciate all your time. I guess I'm just scared. Thank you for donating. I'm really sorry that you're going through that situation. And I really hope that it turns out well for you with as little stress as possible. Look up Pershing Square Law Firm and see if you want to call them for a consultation. Don't be intimidated. They were very welcoming to me when I talked to them on Zoom. They were very great to talk to. So see if they're able to give you a free consultation. All right, scrolling down. Let's see. Jerry Coate at 5:44. Ginny, you mentioned contacting assembly member, but what about state senators? State senator is the majority leader, so I figure he also has, yes, yeah, contact your state senators as well. I recommend the assembly members so frequently because they seem to be the most active in terms of following up with claimants, setting up their offices to help, creating the reform laws. That's where I'm seeing the most activity. So, but contact everyone. Absolutely. Okay. Going over here. I'm going to do about 5 more minutes of questions. Kat, I'm going over. If you're okay to stay, great. And if you have to go, then no worries. All right. Scrolling down, 5:24. Has anybody else gotten a letter from EDD saying that you have to register and update your resume with CalJobs to ensure your eligibility for benefits? This question has been coming in a lot. Now, what the EDD states on their eligibility page, you can look up this page, type in EDD eligibility in Google. And what it will say is it'll say that you are not required to look for work at this point in time due to the pandemic, because many people are furloughed from work and they're waiting to be called back, etc. Now, it does not state there that you are exempt from filing with CalJobs. It doesn't state that. As some of you know that I use my husband's account as an experimental, like I kind of try to mess up his account and see how it impacts it. He is not on CalJobs and it has not negatively impacted him. But with that being said, I recommend that you file with CalJobs because why not? Why put yourself at the risk? They don't state that CalJobs is waived. They state that the work search requirement is waived. So I do believe that you should upload your resume to CalJobs. All right. Rolling down. Fixing this. Whoops. Breaking things. Okay. Martin says I'm smart. Thank you. Colton Grundy, I'm on a gravy train with biscuit wheels. My unemployment kicked back in like a boss. All thanks to Ginny EDD Slayer. That's an excellent description. I'm glad that everything's back and running on your gravy train with biscuits. All right, Daniel Chambers saying thank you. You're very welcome. Thank you very much. Gideon Hernandez, I filed a claim end of year. I'm on extension. I didn't receive the inbox for new claim, but I applied. I'm pending. I got the new number. Do I need to call? Okay, you filed a new claim. You're at the end of your benefit year. You're granted a new claim. You're going to be pending for the first up to 3 weeks because the EDD puts you under review. They send out your information to I'm going to do a video on this because I got more information from this EDD attorney. They send out your information to a third-party company, and they review you as an additional fraud protection. You'll be pending for up to 3 weeks on a brand new claim. Now, if you're pending and they're not new claim certifications, they're certifications on your old claim, then those are not going to move to paid. You need to either call in and have those moved over, or you need to fill out Ask EDD and see if you can request it there. All right, you guys, I'm going to, what's this? John Lorenzo, thank you very much. I do not see a question from you, John. I'm not sure. I think you're just donating to support. Kat, if John has a question, can you send it to me? Thank you very much for your support. All right, you guys, I'm going to take probably one last question. Scrolling down. Let's see. Jade Chanboon, 528. Will EDD know if I Uber and still draw unemployment? You need to claim your income. Whether it is W-2 wages or self-employment income, you must claim your income. If you are getting self-employment income from Uber, you have to claim it the week that you receive the payment. If it's wages, then you have to claim it the week that you do the work. Do not hide income from the EDD because you can be hit with an overpayment and a penalty. You have to pay it back and you have to pay a fee. Don't hide information. Please claim your income. Okay. All right. 1988 Alberta. Thank you very much for your donation. On a new claim, but still have not applicable on old claim, an EDD filed an extension and it was approved, but still not applicable. Can't get through the phone lines. Senator is no help. Okay, so you filed a new claim, but it's still on the old claim. So new claims, it was approved. Filed for an extension, but okay, so you filed a new claim, you were denied. EDD put in for the extension for you, is what I'm seeing. If the EDD put in for the extension for you, was it awarded in your dashboard? If it has been more than 2 weeks, then call EDD because these PEUC rollouts did not go as planned. They're not addressing it, but they did state, when I asked one of the news reporters I've been talking to reach out to EDD's PR director, they did. And she replied, and her statement was, we finished it early. We're all done with PEUC rollouts. If you've been waiting more than 2 weeks for a PEUC extension and you've been at zero balance for more than 2 weeks, call into EDD because you will need to call in and request it. So I do recommend that you call in if it's been more than 2 weeks. Okay. All right. Scrolling down to the bottom down here so I can see what's going on. I'm going to take one last question down here. Let's see. This isn't going to be my last one because this is short. Leanne Lee at 535 says, what link to call EDD and pay money? I think you're referencing the third-party application that I've been talking about. It is linked in the video description. So go up to my video description. It's called Claimer, but there's a link up there that gets you a discount. Okay, Steph K at 535. I have my fact-finding questionnaire due tomorrow. My boss didn't offer me a position when I told him I wanted more hours. He hired someone else instead. Would that help my case? I don't know about fact-finding questionnaire. I'm not exactly sure because I don't have enough details on your situation here. You're going to need to submit everything that you have. Submit all of the information that you have that shows that you're unemployed due to no fault of your own. And then that will help you. All right, let me see. I'm always doing one last one. All right, Tony Carignan spoke with EDD today, was almost finished, but call disconnected. I don't see any changes online. Should I call again? If you were disconnected in the middle of a representative helping you and they did not finish, yes, I would call again. This is a big problem, you guys, is these dropped calls when they're transferring you or in the middle of the call when it's no fault of your own. I'm really sorry to hear that. All right, you guys. No, Urban Disciples at 538. This chick says just call in like it's no problem. If you've been watching the entire live stream, if you watched any of my videos before, you know that I have tons of content testing different phone tricks, different applications, showing how to contact your assembly members, creating petitions, creating news outlet collaborations, etc., trying to get you guys ways to call into customer service. I in no way think that it is easy, but I do provide workarounds for you, suggestions, assembly member links on how to contact them. So no, it's not a this chick thinks it's easy situation. All right, you guys, that is it for today. If I did not get your question today, there are usually thousands of messages, and I can usually only view and answer as many as I can possibly get out in the live stream. So if I didn't get your question today, you were going to call into customer service. I'm such a broken record. You are going to leave your question when I post a video a little bit later. I'm going to be posting a video of a Zoom call that I did with an EDD attorney. And hold on, my moderator left, so I have to block this myself. So I'm going to be posting an interesting video later. In the comments, as soon as I post that video, post your questions, and I'll answer as many of them as I possibly can. Okay, you guys, thank you so much. I'll see you next time.